It's important to understand that the press is primarily a click maximizing machine, not a truth maximizing machine. If you're not a click maximizing machine, well, you don't get the clicks and then you don't get the revenue and then the company goes under.
Yeah.
So the entire incentive structure is maximize clicks, not maximize truth. And so that's why you'll have sort of incendiary headlines that are like really way over the top, because often the truth is boring and complicated, or it's like a sort of version of the truth that will be more salacious. So that's the situation with the media.
3 weeks ago. Let me say that again. 3 weeks ago. Once I noticed Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered got changed to a T rating, I made this post in my community tab. I even brought it up in my previous video about Star Wars Outlaws. Changing the jacket decal made sense. If you've seen that video, you will realize that I will criticize companies when they deserve it. I despise the decision to change the Pokemon Go avatars, because it clearly defeats the purpose of creating your very own stylized Pokemon trainer, plus the older options are no longer available. Niantic and the Pokemon Company deserve it. In this case, all the developers that worked on this Tomb Raider collection don't deserve it. But of course, MelonieMactivists can't help themselves. MelonieMac, bounding into comics, very dark, hypnotic, after they made all their scathing rants and articles, not one of them mentioned the change in rating that justifies the removal of this content. Very Dark actually lied and said the game is still rated M. Illegal, huh? So to put it as politely as possible, integrity is lost on all of them. They will either blatantly lie to your face or leave important context out to fit their narrative. They don't want to get rid of propaganda, they want to replace it with their own propaganda. They want to be just like these woke journalists and activists that they complain about. If you're looking for the closest equivalent of an AOC or Froskuring, you won't get any closer than Melonie the Mactivist. But anyway, Tomb Raider Remastered is in fact rated T for teens. So it used to be rated M, and now it's rated T. Why did they change it? Obviously, the plan was to make this game rated T all along. They settled for M at the time because they wanted the game to release on Valentine's Day, aka Lara's birthday. They didn't want to miss that release date. So technically, they released the game unfinished. They changed the graphics on Pierre's jacket because they knew it wouldn't be approved for a T rating. They created the new version of Lara's nude poster because they thought it would be fine, but it wasn't. So unless they wanted to delay the game, it was going to get an M rating, when the goal was to make it T. And when we're talking about a classic collection of Tomb Raider games, why wouldn't you want to make the rating T? Ratings can go both ways, in my opinion. Some devs consider an M rating to be a badge of honor. If you're an adult and you want to sink your teeth into a gritty story, or you want to feel satisfied with brutal action, then go for M, because there really are audiences out there that will want those types of games. It's like the parental advisory label on music albums back in the day, and that bands believed it would increase their album sales. But when we're talking about evergreen series like Mario, Pokemon, Tomb Raider, they can be enjoyed by all kinds of gamers. Young adults, older adults, casuals, hardcores, make it T. Why not? Try to get as many demographics to try to get the game as possible. MelonieMactivists make me laugh more than anything, because they've been so desperately trying to prove how the classic Tomb Raider is still wanted by millions of gamers, but they go absolutely berserk when something that keeps the game from being accessible to many of those gamers is removed. What is more important? Making teenagers able to buy and play this game so it can sell more copies, or a poster and a jacket decal? They don't make any sense. You're going to let these little assets stop the game from making more money? I don't have a problem with pinup and risque or erotic imagery, but if the ESRB is going to make my game rated M when I feel it shouldn't be rated M, of course I'm going to make the necessary changes. I'd blame the ESRB a lot more than Crystal Dynamics in this scenario. Their standards changed a lot since 1997, the GTA San Andreas scandal had a lot to do with it. ESRB isn't just playing these games now, they're literally scanning through each and every file on the disc or cartridge, looking for any possible piece of data that could be inappropriate for younger audiences. And that's not the only scanning they're planning on doing. The old Tomb Raider games were able to get away with it then, but not anymore. There's no reason for people to be upset about this. And the poster is still in the classic version, so they didn't outright remove the poster at all. If anything, that just means that version of the poster, as pixelated as it was okay by the ESRB. I have Asperger's and somehow I do a lot more research than full-time YouTubers. I mean, if you're a purist who wants every file in the game and remastered, the changes were mere business decisions, not political or personal decisions.